Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Wangari Farm of Hire here. Today we are filming indoors because it is a current issue that is happening in Kenya. Today we are going to talk about aflatoxins. So yeah, I know it looks like it's a bad sorry, my daughter is outside playing. It looks like it's a bad thing, and it looks like everywhere we turn, meat is being poisoned at the supermarkets, as skuma wikis are being grown with sewage water, and everything, everywhere we go, peanuts have aflatoxins. Now our maize have aflatoxins, and we are very much a maize kind of country, staple food in terms of that. So I just wanted to give my opinion and my rant, and just to also give some hope, because right now all the media is just focusing on bad, carcinogenic and all those things, and I feel like it's good to weigh in. This is right up my alley, so let me just give my opinion. So first of all, thank you for subscribing, and those who haven't, please subscribe. I see you watching, but you don't subscribe, and it's cool. Thanks for the love. And if you want to get more videos on this, please hit the bell icon so that next time you just get an automatic notification on new videos. So this is what I do: agriculture, food production, that kind of thing. So let's just dive into it. So just to dumb it down for the rest of us who aren't scientists, aflatoxins is like a mold that grows on food that eventually becomes that aflatoxin. It's toxic. Apparently, if you ingest it, and you ingest a lot of it, you will end up dying, or it will lead to a slow death, which will eventually take over or come in form of other infections. So once at the mildest point is that it will create low immunity, which means you'll get a lot of infections that you don't know where they're coming from, and extreme cases is that you can get cancer, which is also long term. But now the other thing is that it's fatal. It can kill you, and we have seen in 2004 it killed a few people in Ukambani, and that kind of got away from us, and now it's back. So so the first thing we need to do is know how to handle how it grows. Mostly it grows in the farm. If you plant a seed that has aflatoxins in the ground, it will still be multiplied into the actual yield and harvest, and then that will go on and on and on into all the people who are in contact with it. Every animal that eats it eventually ends up in human beings. So guys, this is not time to panic or react. This is a problem that is ingrained. It needs a lot of thinking, a lot of research, a lot of steps to take just to make sure that we have curbed it in a sustainable way. It's not a reaction. You know how the nyama came and people reacted, and now they're over it, they're back to the kanyama? No, this one is permanent. Like, it's already ingrained in the system. We just need to really look for permanent solution on how to tackle it. So in the US, if they find aflatoxins in your farm or in your miller, if you're that kind of a guy, hi my boy. Hi, come say hello.
Hi.
This is my daughter. I know she has short hair. So yes, so as I was saying, in the US, when they find aflatoxins in your farm, so they first of all burn it immediately after doing tests and confirming that factually they are infected. They burn it immediately. Then they send you a bill for burning on your behalf. But Kenyans, what do? We import things that we haven't tested, and in their shipment here, they get exposed to moisture. They're not carried in a safe way. We don't really care about the extra cost to make sure that they're safe. And then when they get to the port, it becomes a parliamentary debate, and there's a lot of back and forth. There is bribery, loopholes, and all that kind of thing. And it ends up in the market. So one of the things that we can just make sure is just to make sure that KEBS is effective. I know it's a hard one, but we have to do it, and we have to eventually know that the buck stops with us, and we need to do something about it. If we get to high levels of efficiency, and we have, I mean Michuki did it with the Matatus, Matiang'i is doing it, so many people in positions of power are making a change. So if we just get a good leader, it is doable. but it's not easy. But we are Kenyans, we don't like easy, we like complex big problems. And so I believe that we can tackle it, and just projecting 5-10 years, this will be a different story. We won't be in this panic mode that we are in right now. So yeah, so the other ways that it likes to have hosts on maize and peanuts, mostly because they are bigger kind of grain, not so much wheat because they are smaller, and any other types of cereals are not had, but those are the two most popular. But it can grow in any carb, so just be aware. And so the guys, I know I used to be a fan of street food until I joined intermittent fasting. So but I get you eat njugu karanga just to sustain you, and bananas just to get your day going. So just be aware, even that njugu karanga you're having at the kiosk, because aflatoxins, one of the ways, not one of the, I think the basically how it comes in is through moisture. So if you don't store your food well, if you don't maintain like drying the grains and all that kind of thing, it will get exposed to aflatoxins, to molds, then to aflatoxins. I hope that's clear. So us as farmers, what is our responsibility, and what can we do just to take back the control? So one of the ways is making sure that our grains are well dried and then even after drying them, making sure that they are not sitting directly on the cement floor, because that one can seep in some of the moisture, and then that's not good for human consumption. And then also within that space, there has to be very well ventilated. You can't just say this is a warehouse and you lock it down and it's airtight. That is a very good condition for mold. So you have to ensure the right ventilation. You actually have to go scientific on just preservation, because we know as farmers, when the market is bad, we want to keep our produce and wait for the prices to go up. So we need to be very conscious on how we are storing that grain so that it doesn't end up affecting the society. And as we know, what goes around comes around, so eventually it will affect us directly, even though, yeah. So the other thing is the idea of just, now I'm talking solutions now. So one of the ways is, as farmers, is being responsible, actually making the effort to go test. I know it's not cheap, but bite the bullet and let's do it. And then number two, as mothers and fathers who are in the home and we want to take care of that, it could have less aflatoxins in the supermarket, that unga ugali, when you buy it, but when you bring it into your home, it could get worse. It could get worse due to the storage, the way you're storing it. So like us, we used to buy, because we live far from town, we used to buy food in bulk. So you buy a bale of unga ugali, a bale of unga ngano, then when you're on the third, fourth packet, you find worms, and then you're like sieving your unga to make a cake, and that's when you realize, oh, this residue looks funny, and then it's worms. So definitely you know that something is wrong. So because you can't consume that much ugali that often, you have to buy in smaller packs so that you are food safe. So in the same way, I'd say maybe look for airtight containers to store it. I used to see my mom do it when we were growing up. I don't know if she was doing it for aflatoxins, but I think it's something that we can do to take back control. Yeah, so yes, so be aware, just store food well and just keep it away from moisture. So as you know, I rear chickens, and so I buy a lot of feed from the local vets and veterinary, the shops that they sell chicken feed. And so that's also a concern of mine. So if I see, let's say, a bag is exposed to, let's say, rain, that is a big concern of mine, because if the bag is rained on, it means it might get molds at some point, and then when it gets that mold, it might grow into aflatoxins, and then those aflatoxins, I will ingest them, because I mostly eat my chickens a lot. By the way, I rarely eat chicken outside because I have so much. So yeah, so that's something else. Animals can ingest aflatoxins from the plants that we're giving them, from the feed we're giving them. So I usually see, especially dairy farmers, they are not, I think, sensitized, or this is a very new thing, so just give people space, I guess. But you'd find that a farmer has bought maybe maize stalks and has kept them somewhere as he waits maybe to make silage. So he's bought in bulk and it's just being rained on, and of course the ones at the bottom, there's heat, there's mold growing, and you never know. So I'm not making any assumptions at this point, because I also feel like the need to know more about this, and I'm going to research on it and just let you guys know more about it. But it could come that way, and when the cow ingests it, believe me, the milk has aflatoxins, and then you take it, and if you're breastfeeding, it's passed on, and it's just it's a mess. This thing is big, guys. Thing is big. We need to appreciate how big it is. Okay, so the other thing is, in some of the people who make animal feeds, I see them calling putting something called aflatoxin binders, and this is something that binds any toxins that are in the food, and it will not be ingested by the cow or the human body, so it will be passed down into their fecal matter. I don't know much about this, but I think that's a good thing. It's a good effort, so maybe we can try that with animal with people's food as well, because I think that one has already been done for animals. But guys, just know that this is something that is there. It is a reality, and it's a bit hard to control it. That's why even KEBS allows like that 10 ppm per million, because you can't have zero. It's very hard to control, so we need to appreciate that, and then just know that action. We can just do Twitter wars and then let it go. So the other thing is create awareness. I'm reading my script because I want to see what else I've left out. So aflatoxins, as you have seen, comes in form of carbs, and intermittent fasting and keto diets and all those guys are saying that if you cut out a lot of the carbs in your diet, it leads to better sugar insulin management, which just leads to optimum lifestyle. So yeah, this is the best time to cut out carbs or at least minimize, so that you are not predisposed to that much. I don't know if I'm making sense, but we can try. The other thing is diversification of your diet. You're supposed to have a different thing every day. I know my brothers and sisters from the western part of the country believe if you have not eaten ugali, you have basically fasted that day. And I feel you, because I am a githeri kind of girl. But now we need to diversify. I mean, it's the reality of life, so that you are not having ugali. Oh, githeri. I can eat githeri every day, by the way. I am those kuyus. So it's also a check for me that to diversify, eat different things, have my ugali or my githeri once in a week or maybe twice a week, but not as much, because yeah, carbs. Yes, so I think the last one is detox. So we are not able to control so much because we don't know where our food is coming from. So one, produce your own food. That way you kind of control, and then just be aware of if your preservation process is making it worse or better. Two, detox. Do a detox once in a while. I recently did a salt flash. Yes, that's when you put a lot of salt in water and you just drink. I had done a video, but then I was scared to upload it because I haven't seen any Kenyans doing salt flashes, and it's a bit ew. But it helps because you find that a lot of toxins are in the body, not just this one, so many other things. So it's good to once in a while just give your body just a clean, either you can do a vegetable, you know, juice, kale and any of those things are good in detox. You can do strawberry water. I think I've been talking about that a lot. Just don't drink plain water. Add cucumbers and strawberry slices in your water, and then that will be infused with things that will help detox your system. So yeah, and the last thing, I know I keep saying the last thing, is purpose. It's not the length of life that you have, but what you do with what God has given you. So yes, have impact. Make your life intentional. Figure out why you're here and do it, and make life better for other people. I think purpose is a big one, because if you figured out what you I know the figuring out part is the hardest. If you figured out what is required of you and why you're on this earth, so even if you stayed for 20 or 30 years and you got cancer and you got all these issues and you left, that's okay, compared to, I know I sound sad, 80 years and it was a life of zero impact or zero ripples into the world. So purpose. Yeah, guys, don't panic so much. We will figure this thing out. Be strong. Action. Now, enough with the ranting. Let me go do something about this. Have a good day, guys. Please subscribe.